So who remembers this? Anyone? It's the dreaded SAT. It's the dreaded SAT test. Let's see. Remember taking this in junior year of high school? Was it a fun time? I don't think so. Today I'm here to persuade you that I believe standardized testing for colleges should be banned. After researching websites such as edsource.org, ABC News, American.com, The Washington Post, InsideHigherEd.com, and McKendree.edu, I feel important to tell you and convince you that standardized testing should be eliminated from the college admission process. So, who here is taking the SAT? Raise the show of hands. Everyone? Just about? Did you enjoy it? And did anyone actually enjoy taking the SAT? No? I don't think so. All right, so let's look at some statistics and maybe see some of the flaws about standardized testing. So, for the first thing, according to McKendree.edu, it doesn't actually promote and measure aptitude, because the SAT stands for Scholastic Aptitude Testing. So why? Why doesn't it promote it? It doesn't promote critical thinking at all. It's just one of the key main points in college. Think for yourself outside the box and promote different ways of thinking. The second thing is you have a limited amount of time in the SAT, so you don't really have time to see, okay, what's a good way to approach this problem? You don't have the time. You're always being rushed. And because of this, you have to learn a different and quicker way to take the test, and that's not really fair. The way you learned in school is pretty much being looked down upon because you have to finish this test and make sure you get a good grade on it. Is that really fair? So the second main point, according to ABC News, most studies find that the correlation between SAT scores and first-year college grades is not overwhelming, and that only 10 to 20% of the variation in first-year GPA is explained by SAT scores. So pretty much there's not really a big correlation between your SAT score and the grade you get in your first year of college. That really fails the purpose of the test to begin with. American.com also proves this. Second bullet point right here in my slide. The study concludes that SAT scores little to tell college admission officers how well a student will do their freshman year. Really, the main object was the GPA score in your high school career, that's really unimportant. And the last main point about the SAT that's a problem is as family income increases, the SAT score increases, which I can show you with the graph right here. Is it a coincidence? No, because as your income increases, your parents can afford to get you better tutoring for this test. Is that really fair? That's a little bit of a bias towards higher income families, and that leaves out a lot of people who can't afford tutoring. You're pretty much on your own. So it's unfair. Standardized aptitude tests are unfair. So what can we do about it? There's a lot of things we could do about it, actually. We could abolish the test altogether as a requirement, or you can make it optional. And some colleges have actually done this. According to InsideHigherEd.com, studies shows an increased applicant pool from other minority groups, such as African Americans and Latinos, 3% in each category, which is great because colleges look for this, encourage this in their applicant pool. They're looking for more diverse communities in their universities, which is a great idea. Why should the SAT dimmer this? Shouldn't. And another point is, if we get rid of the SAT scoring altogether, that gives colleges admissions more of a chance to look at your GPA and other accomplishments during your high school career, which is also a great thing. And edsource.com promotes this. Gains will be seen for lower working. If SAT is not considered, all private schools, in private schools, the percentage of admitted applicants who are African American go up to another 3% for each category. And edsource.com also sees that even with the SAT scores being considered, it doesn't really foresee how well you'll do your freshman year in college. A low high school GPA usually sees a low college GPA, despite how high your SAT score might be, and it's also vice versa. If you have a high GPA in high school, you're probably going to do pretty good in college as well. So let me give you, there's some solutions out there, and they can work. They've been proven to work. There are lots of colleges out there that are SAT optional. So let's think about where this scenario could be. Just imagine yourself back in junior year, Friday night, you're studying for this SAT. You want to get to the big college of your dreams, and you have to get this score right. You have to make sure you don't mess it up. Now, imagine if that was all gone, it was never necessary, all of this really counted as your GPA, and you'd be perfectly fine. Wouldn't that sound a lot better to you? So, an admissions process with the pressure of college aptitude test without the pressure of aptitude test sounds fantastic. So let's recap. You now know how ineffective the SAT and even the ACT is. What can be done, what can we do, and just imagine it. You can imagine a better life without it. So I encourage everyone to go to this website. It's a petition website. You can sign your name, and there's big organizations supporting this, so you won't be alone. Every name counts, and I encourage all of you to do it. So I'd like to leave you with this. What I think we should do with this. Thank you.